and things are just getting better and better, it seems. So now we're here, middle of the week. We got to bring in meteorologist Chris Mulcahy, giving us the good news. Good News Wednesday. Why not?
Yeah, I know. It's a wonderful Wednesday, a cloudier Wednesday. But yeah, it's been one of those weird scenarios. We actually started off above freezing by a long shot for the mountains, and it was actually about 10 degrees warmer up there. Well, I actually have a brand new map that I want to start off my weather with. Some hope for you. I have 3 different shadings here for our white Christmas graph. So if a lot of people want to pull this up for a white Christmas chance, we have the area of magenta, not to the blue, chance. I'm so sorry. Yep. Nope. It is a pretty much zero chance for snow going forward because the temperatures are going to be so warm. I understand. What I think is most interesting about this forecast going forward is that we were so cold, feeling like January, couldn't even get above 50 degrees at first, where we had more 40s than anything, and then all of a sudden it gets right around Christmas time, and then things are going to be trending super warm. So not the warmest that we ever had. Majestic's Weather IQ actually was on chances of white Christmas. We've had 4 times since 1878 that we have had some sort of measurable snowfall for the Christmas holiday. So I'm starting our things off a little bit different. Instead of talking about today, I want to talk about the long-range forecast just because it's on top of people's minds, because by tomorrow it officially is a week until Christmas. And then happy Hanukkah to all those who have already been celebrating. My friend Aaron sent me a picture of his menorah yesterday. And we are looking at a 6 to 10 day outlook, not just here in the Carolinas or the Charlotte area, but across much of the United States, that we have a chance for a average to above average Christmas holiday. And this is bananas that we only see a little blue up in New England and Maine. That, yes, some areas, say the Dakotas, they average well below freezing for this time of year. So even an above average could be closer to freezing. But this is showing that it's not just here. Much of the United States doesn't have a shot at a white Christmas. It is that warm, that above average trend. And over the last 5 years, we've been all over the place. Last year, we actually started off at freezing, got to the mid 50s. That's a little bit more what you would expect for Carolina Christmas here in Charlotte. But what was really interesting was back in 2022, it was an epic cold spell that on Christmas Eve we dropped down to 9. We started off at 13 degrees in the Charlotte area, and that was the second coldest Christmas low that we've ever had in Charlotte history. And then meanwhile, the year before was the 4th warmest Christmas. This year is still above average, but is trending to be in the mid to the upper 60s. So just wow status. No need for the winter coat. If you get one, maybe you can wait to wear it in January, because really our trend is going to continue to be well above normal. That when it feels like over the next 10 days, I was showing you this a lot at the beginning of December because we were pretty much stuck feeling like January. And then I was showing you this a lot in the middle of November because it felt more like October. So really over the last 2 months, it has felt like a different month. But if you average them out, I guess it's like December. Where really the only true December day that we have would be on Tuesday. That's a little bit more like the 50s, where again, a Monday is down to 50 degrees, but we're starting to see more of those 60s pop, which is always really a nice trend. Okay. So I was working a little bit backwards, but I wanted to get that out of the way because I'm getting a lot of questions about what Christmas is going to be like, and that answers that. And we have not really seen any changes. I'm letting you know the only thing I think that changes there is we get warmer. I don't see us getting too much colder. I think you have a range of really 60 to 70 that we're going to settle in between there. Nothing that's going to head us in the opposite direction really across the continental United States. High temperature today right around 60. If you look closely in the background, it's cloudy. We had a sunnier start, and I was mentioning it was warmer in the mountains. That's because that cloud cover arrived there first. That's almost like an atmospheric blanket, and my director Cody and I said that would be a great band name, Atmospheric Blanket. Huh. And we are dealing with some breaks in the clouds through the afternoon, and I think that we will see our best chance for some areas of blue sky middle of the afternoon, really early to mid-afternoon. High temperatures in the upper 50s to around 60 degrees. It just depends on how much these clouds are going to break going forward. So backtracking here, the next big thing that we're really going to be focusing in on is the rain, and that rain is going to be widespread during one time frame over the next 10 days, and that is Thursday Thursday and Thursday night. So as you can see here, once you get to about 60% chance for rain, that really is where it goes from a scattered to a likely chance for rain. Around 60 to 80 is widespread, and this is not a National Weather Service term. This is just Chris Mulcahy. It's gonna rain once you get to this range, and it for sure is going to rain, and maybe not the entire day on Thursday, but you're going to have constant pulses. And this is also the only time that we have rain over the next 10 days as of right now. I did have a small little blip chance on Monday and a Tuesday. Other than that, really not too much going on. So let's get to our future cast. This is rolling through that you can see right around here, early to mid-afternoon, that we have some breaks in the clouds. It's going to allow for some sunshine. Then the clouds start to roll back in. Overall, it's still going to be a mild one down to either side of 40 degrees. But then here comes the rain. That rain is going to be right around the sunrise time. I think it's very light at first, but then we start to fill in the gap. So what's happening here is we're waiting on a cold front. The cold front is well northwest of us. Like, I'm talking about over in Washington State to Idaho right now. It's going to be cruising, but it's going to take its time getting here as far as the rain goes over the next 24 hours, but the actual frontal boundary will be in the northeast by about Friday heading into Saturday. But for us, what we're dealing with is winds surging out of the south and southwest, which is actually going to be promoting chunks of rain as that cold front is going to be wedging in as well. So this is a classic widespread rain setup. These are the type of ones that if it rained previous days, it could lead to some flooding. We've been so dry recently, and we actually desperately need the rain, especially where our drought monitor has 93% of North Carolina either under abnormally dry or drought status. Here's 1 p.m. It's at this point that I think that if you haven't seen rain, you're going to start to see the gaps filled in, but especially by the middle of the afternoon. Notice 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock, we're almost seeing the majority of the map filled in here. So at this point, we're dealing with widespread rain and some heavier pockets. I have to admit something here. I can't always tell when it's going to rain past a week out. This Thursday one kind of kept on amplifying. It looked like there was a chance more like Thursday night. Well, my friends and I booked a tea time about 2 weeks ago for Thursday, because it's the only time that anyone could do it around the holidays. So I might be golfing in the rain for the very first time.
Do you have your gear, your wet shoes?
I know. No.
Right.
The only rain boots I really have are the big honky-tonk ones that are like tough to walk in. They're super gaudy. Not great if you're trying to yell for on the anywhere on the
Just
golf
hit them
course.
straight then.
Yeah, but, well, Jane, that doesn't happen when it's sunny out and a calm wind, so we'll see how this goes. The winds won't really pick up until the following day, but I'm just letting you know it's going to be a wet one. So my friends and I have not canceled our tea time unless they said we can't go, but we're going to be out there. Hopefully we get a little pocket in the early afternoon because we're going right at noon. And then by the late afternoon to the evening, that's where I think we have the heaviest rain that's pushing through, and then by the late evening to the early morning hours, that's where things are fading out. We have the actual cold front that passes by the mountains early morning to around sunrise, and it's at that point that I think you can actually transition in a little bit of snow. So we're drying out at that point. Sunshine's coming back, and it's going to be a weird day on Friday, because Friday it actually will get cooler throughout the day, kind of like what we had on Saturday, but it's not going to be as blustery, but still not fantastic. And then by Saturday morning, we're looking at temperatures dropping down to around that freezing point. So how much rain can we see? I would say really up to about an inch and a half looks to be the norm. A little bit less to the northwest of Charlotte for the mountains, the foothills, about a quarter to a half inch. But this is going to be fairly steady rain that's going to add up. So that nice soaking that we definitely need across the Charlotte area. By the weekend, we have sunshine starting off around freezing on Saturday, and then Sunday we have the low to the mid-60s, which I have deemed as my pick of the week. I want to take this a step further as far as Friday goes, because the biggest complaint I have about any weather app, and hey, I know people use them, it's fine. My son likes to troll me now where he asks Alexa what the weather is and looks right into the windows of my soul. He's only 3, so we'll see what teenage years are like. Well, our wind gusts are going to be strong, and one of my favorite tools is the Beaufort wind scale that literally our Sir Francis Beaufort decided to observe what wind did at certain ranges to the water and the things around him. So whenever you have a strong wind, and that's winds at 25 to 31 miles per hour, that keeps those large branches in motion, and it's not great for umbrellas. Luckily, we don't need the umbrella at any point at this point, but it's going to be a really strong wind overall, so I want people to just kind of keep that in mind. Here's a better look at what our futurecast winds we can expect. I would not be surprised if we have a wind advisory for the mountains, that we are seeing a chance for wind gusts at 50 plus as early Friday morning. Wind gusts up to about 30 miles per hour on and off throughout the day, starting in the morning, and then again later on in the afternoons. Things will be blowing all over the place. Not the worst wind gusts we've seen, but definitely going to be another inflatable alert as that is going to be pushing on through. As far as our 7-day forecast is concerned, as I mentioned, we start off warmer for your Friday, and then temperatures chill down throughout the day. We're even talking about freezing to sub-freezing wind chills later on during our Friday evening. So if you have any outdoor plans, maybe going to Carowinds for Winterfest, maybe going to McAdenville, going to Celebration of Lights in Kannapolis. That's actually one of my favorites. That's great. They have actually a train that the kids can go along, not the trains that James loves.
James
but
is headed that way.
Yeah, have you been?
Ooh, which one?
The Celebration of
Kannapolis?
Lights in I forget what park it is,
In
but they have
Kannapolis?
we
Years
have
ago, yeah, we went.
the double-decker merry-go-round. And also this Saturday, Mickey and Minnie are going to be there. So just letting you know,
Oh.
that's going to be a pretty decent
The
forecast
Mickey
for that.
and Minnie?
Huh?
The Mickey.
The
Taking a break
Mickey
from the
Minnie.
happiest
Yeah.
place on earth to come up here.
No, they came up here. They actually
Awesome.
they have mouse relatives in the Charlotte area. People don't realize
Get
that,
it.
especially around Kannapolis. And then by Sunday, it is officially the winter solstice that officially starts at 10:03. Temperatures in the lower to the mid 60s, and as I already showed you, that long range 10-day forecast has Christmas Eve, and even Boxing Day, the
Oh, Boxing
26th,
Day, you love it.
that you always see on the calendar.
Yes.
That is going to range in the mid to the upper 60s. So enjoy it. Not enjoyable if you wanted a white Christmas, but you also shouldn't live here in the Carolinas if you want that as well.
All right. Now we know. We'll
Now you-
have it. I'm fine with the warmer Christmas.
I'm cool. Like
You are cool.
No, thank you. It's the first time anyone's ever said that. No, but growing up in New England where we'd have nor'easters and things like that, we live on the Cape that wasn't too bad. But yeah, no, I'm fine.
Yeah.
We came down here for a reason. That's the greatest thing about living here in the Carolinas. You have an opportunity of popping up into the 60s and 70s that all of our New York friends, Michiganders, all the way live to the north would give their right hand to have a warmer winter at some
Yeah.
point. Maybe that is not extreme, but you know what I'm saying.
They need it to shovel the snow.
Yeah, I know. That's why they wouldn't do it.
We'll make them jealous a little bit, a little longer there then. All right.